Yo, what's good? It's your boy B-Dell. I am back with some more cosmic information. If you're new to the channel, hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. But today I'm going to be breaking down the ideologies of an alien invasion, which is the precursor to a newer order religion called Raelianism, which is the foundation of UFOlogy with a geno-gnostic philosophy that's galvanized by a totalitarian feudalistic technocracy, which is basically a proxy for democratic rulership, for the veneration of the black nobility and the jealous god Enlil that's controlled by Pleiadians and Draconians. So first, we're going to start off with Raelianism, right? Which is the New World Order religion that I'm talking about. Because the inception of that type of energy and that frequency came from us. So when you're talking about Raelianism, you're basically talking about the unification of the dualistic trine, which is basically a hexa alpha symbol, which gives you the personification of the Star of David. Now you have the swastika in the middle. So all these signs and symbols they put a negative polarity of it, but the inception of it came from us because Enlil stole the birthright from Enki. So everything that he does, he puts a negative frequency on it. So now when you look at the swastika in the middle, that lets you know that it's connected to this guy right here because he is the one who had a contract with Pleiadians, and they gave him the technology on how to revitalize his army from cloning, right? So now when you understand the coat of arms of Germany, right? The coat of arms of Germany is basically a federal eagle. And that federal eagle is also connected to the black nobility symbol, which is connected to the Third Reich, right? So now when you look over to the right here, you have a dualistic bird, which is a dualistic federal eagle, right? Which is connected to the Freemasonic order. So now when you go to Raelianism is, like I said, it's a UFO religion with a geno-gnostic philosophy that's based around cloning. So now when you go to the organizations that's connected to Raelianism, it's an organization called Clonad. So this organization is an American-based human cloning organization. Hold on. Yes, a human organization based on cloning, and it was founded in 1997, right? So that's also interconnected to Maitreya. Maitreya is another title for Enlil. So when you go down to the classifications in the scriptures, it says right here verbatim that human cloning and the Maitreya. So that tells you that it's basically connected to Enlil, right? So this is basically the segue on how to scare people to a New World Order religion, because the more you see UFOs in the atmosphere, that is basically going to decimate modern day monotheistic religion, right? So they have to have a religious system that's conducive to everything that's going on the planet, as the planet is going through a terraforming process. So, whether people, have this perception that it's Project Bluebeam or it's really the Elohim coming back, it can be both, right? But it's up to you to have the mental and spiritual discernment and the fortitude to find out, what type of energy is being projected to this planet when it comes to Project Bluebeam, and all these UFOs you see in our atmosphere, right? So, like I said, now when you go to this right here, let me see. Now when you go to the Great Awakening map, it tells you right here, it says the ring makers of Saturn. It talks about Norman Burgum. Norman Burgum was the man who seen 7-foot tall aliens coming out of the spaceship. And just based on my independent research, in my opinion, I think those 7-foot tall aliens were basically your personification of the black nobility, because we all know that the Saturnian energy is connected to the emanation of the holographic photon entrapment of a vetted simulation of reality that we're living in on this planet, right? So basically the Saturnians are basically your black nobility that he was speaking of. I'm going to show you the video here in a second of him talking about that. I know the vast majority of us seen the video of him talking about these black extraterrestrials coming out of a spaceship, right? So like I said, that's because, when you understand democracy, when you break down the etymology of the word democracy, krasi comes from the word kratos, which means a Saturnian energy, right? So that means demonic rulership. So that's why they use the hexa alpha symbol when you're talking about the Star of David with the swastika in the middle, because it still has a veneration for the cube of Saturn, and the cube of Saturn is an artificial construct that's controlled by the moon, right? Because the moon is the illusionary aspect of what we're living in right now, because it's also connected to Enlil. So Enlil, when you understand the rings of Saturn, Norman Bergam also wrote a book called The Rings of Saturn, and he talks about how they have this model and this 3D MHD model on the heliosphere that's connected to the magneto hydrodynamic Cassini gap, which creates these holographic subatomic particles, which gives us the illusion of physical reality, right? So now when you go to that, let me see something. Yes. And then, this is another classification document that was controlled by the Black nobility when you're talking about the reveal of the fallen angels. So now, also, this is also connected to Kanye West, because Kanye West, he put this on his Twitter page, right? And this is, like I said, this is the same symbol for Raelianism. So they're going to try to usher this in the more you see UFOs in our atmosphere, right? And Elon Musk, when you go to the Raelian movement, when you go to their website, it tells you that Elon Musk is also connected to this organization, right? And it tells you right here, Maitreya Raeli named him, honorary member of the Raelian movement and things of that nature. I told you another name for Enlil is Maitreya. So this is all interconnected to the Black nobility. So that way they can trick you. It's another form of technology for you to worship Enlil, right? So now when you go to Norman Bergam, these Black extraterrestrials that he was speaking of, in my opinion, I really believe that they were the Black nobility, right? So I'm going to show you this video right here. I know a great majority of you seen this video, but we're going to play it still because everything is interconnected. I got to bring out these receipts because everything is, the more you have the receipts and you piece the puzzle together, everything can start to make sense to you.
Some people with dark skin getting black skin.
Black.
Were they tall?
Yes.
Very tall. How tall?
Well, they got up the doorway. I don't.
Well, what?
The state state 7 feet would be probably concerned with this.
Have you heard about Clark McClellan's statement about that?
No.
I haven't. Have you ever been in touch with him?
No.
No?
They're going to leave there. That should.
So like I said, that's giving you the reality that there are, galactic beings coming to this planet, right? So just like Rod Hayes and the young elder said, just because they look like us don't mean they us. Because the people that he was talking about getting off that spaceship were the Black nobility. And the Black nobility are the ones who control everything in this three-dimensional reality as the planet is going through a terraforming process because their time is up. Because they stole the birthright from Enki, and Enki is the one who controls the matriarchal energy on this planet, and the matriarch must take back everything that's connected to patriarchy because patriarchy is conducive to Enlil, right? So now, where we're going to go start out with. The more you see UFOs in our atmosphere, the more they're going to try to usher this in. So this right here is just showing you Nibiru right behind the moon. And then this is right here, you have, like I said, you have to have the decipherment and the mental fortitude to decipher if this is Project Bluebeam or these really, UFOs coming to the atmosphere. And it tells you right now, it says since, let me see, since this year, in the beginning of this year, U.S. government has received more than 350 new UFO reports, right? So this is already this year, you had 350. So like I said, they got to make everything conducive to their agenda of a New World Order religion, and it's going to be based on UFOlogy. But the religion is going to be connected to Enlil. That's another way that they're going to basically trick you. So this is why, you have all departing U.S. Flights have been grounded after FAA computer outage. That's because the electrical grid is being basically decimated by the energy and the frequency of Nibiru, right? So like I said, you got some UFOs that's really in our atmosphere that's coming from a different planet. And then you also have ones that's being controlled by the US government to usher in a New World Order religion. But it's up to you to decipher what's what and who's who at this moment, right? Now I'm going to be showing you this video of Ronald Reagan. Hold on, I'm going to show you this right here because it's connected to everything of what I was just telling you about the airplanes and everything being shut down. Because as you have the vibrational frequency of the planet rising up, right? When you have that divine feminine energy, that gamma radiation, that's going to cause a malfunction in the electrical grid. So this is why they don't want airplanes out in the atmosphere. And plus you have UFOs in our atmosphere at the moment right now, and they don't want people to see that. But I'm going to play the video. You know what I'm saying? This, they try to hide everything. Like you have real UFOs, but you have some that's being controlled by the United States government, right? So why is that? This is important. Now I'm going to be showing you this video of Ronald Reagan saying verbatim at the United Nations Assembly. He's going to be talking about how, we're going to have a common enemy on this planet, to where we're going to have this unification of a New World Order religion and a New World Order governmental system. So this video, the volume on it is kind of low, so you're going to have to raise up the volume if you want to understand what's going on and what he's saying. So turn the volume up on this video.
Perhaps we need some outside universal threat. I occasionally think how quickly.
He said we need some outside universal threat. If you didn't hear it, I'm going to play it again.
Perhaps we need some outside universal threat. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
He said if we was facing an alien threat from outside this world. I'm going to play it again.
Threat from outside would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world. And yet I ask you, is not an alien force already among us? What could be more alien to the universal aspirations of our peoples than war and the threat of war?
So like I said, this is a reality. This is a reality. So this is the main reason why they want to usher in this New World Order, religion. So they can trick you into having this veneration of the god Enlil, right? So I'm also going to show you this video here, if I can get it. Okay.
Quickly portrayed, vast portions of the population went into panic. Terrified citizens scrambled to evacuate their cities in droves. America had been easily tricked by very simple means. To amplify this response, those who are truly in power, not only our country, but all the countries on the planet, and who are the true purveyors of the depopulation process, have formulated the final stage of their sinister plan. In the year 2024, a global event will alter the course of mankind's future. The world will stand witness to a massive alien invasion. Thousands of projected holographic alien warships will
He said
blanket the
by
sky.
2024 there's going to be an alien invasion. Like I said, you have to decipher. Your discernment has to be at supreme levels. Is this the government or is this a real alien attack on the planet? Because when you understand the metaphysical essence of ontology, they used to be at one point in time. There used to be reptilians on the planet, whether you believe that or not. And I'm going to be showing you many type of relics and artifacts and hieroglyphics that basically explores that reality. Hold on, we're going to go back to what he was saying.
Mr. Plan. In the year 2024, a global event will alter the course of mankind's future. The world will stand witness to a massive alien invasion. Thousands of projected holographic alien warships will blanket the skies, sending people into a global panic. Real military crafts within the holograms will inflict actual damage to the surrounding areas to sell together. And as a result of the ensuing human chaos, a one world government will immediately form without any resistance from the people. They will be the new world order. Once this happens, we as a people will be doomed to enslavement and accelerated depopulation.
So like I said, this is all connected to the Hegelian dialectic principle. Because once you have a problem, you have a reaction and then you have a solution. So, the problem, you have an alien invasion, you have a reaction. The vast majority of people on the planet are in a state of pandemonium. And then the solution is a new world order religion and a new world order religion, right? Which is actually not a solution. So now we're going to go back to here. There's this movie that just came out, this TV show called The Last of Us. And it's talking about, as a planet is going through a state of desolation, right? You have some type of parasitical entity that takes over the molecular structure of humans and it takes over their neurological capacity, right? And it puts them in a state of zombification. So this is why I put out that one video talking about zombies and things of that nature, because it's all connected to the next shutdown that we're going to have in between 2024 and 2025. So everything that they're doing is basically a segue up into that type of frequency that's going to be on the planet during that time. So it shows you about the planet being in a state of desolation, and also within this the TV series, I don't know if it's because the first episode just came out last night, so you got to start watching this TV series. But later on during the course of the the TV series, there's going to be an alien invasion of Draconians, right? So that's why I'm trying to give you the reality of what Draconians are, and that they are very real. Once you understand ontology, right? When you look at these statues, when you look at these ancient relics, right? It's not by coincidence. This is Japanese hieroglyphics. It's not by coincidence that they put these things on paper, because these things actually existed when you understand ontology. Everything on the planet, during the inception period is a remnants of something that was already on the planet at one point in time. Right? So these artifacts and these relics are not here for no reason. So now when you look at the figurines of Namali, right? This is all connected to the Nomos. So it was reptilians here at one point in time. Now when you go to the Mesopotamia structures and the artifacts and the statues, It tells you right here. These are lizard-headed, reptilians. So is it a conspiracy, or is it one of those things that people are so far, so asleep that they can't understand what's going on? So now I'm going to show you this video, right? Because everything is, basically being connected to full disclosure to get you prepared for, what is going to take place during that time of 2023, 2024, 2025. Whether what time period or what year is going to happen, we can all agree that something big is about to take place, and it's basically going to change the course of humanity. So I'm gonna show you this video right here.
They Live was a documentary. Now I slowed this down so you can see that there's obviously something there that pulls back in, right? And then in this next frame, I slowed it down even further. But guys, coming up on Friday the 13th, he's flying over to Japan. And that would just be the perfect day for them to say, oh, here's
Now, like I stopped right there, you can see there's some type of entity that's controlling him, because, when you look at many different pictures of Joe Biden, he's definitely a clone. Like I said, he's definitely a clone, but like I said, the cloning technology in itself came from the Pleiadians. So I'm going to show you this video of Bill Clinton giving you the reality that cloning is very real, and he talks about this on national television.
Our administration believes that there are loopholes that could allow the cloning of human beings if the technology were developed. Therefore, today I am issuing a directive that bans the use of any federal funds for any cloning of human beings. Effective immediately, no federal agency may support, fund, or undertake such activity. Of course, a great deal of research and activity in this area is supported by private funds. That is why I am urging the entire scientific and medical community, every foundation, every university, every industry that supports work in this area, to heed the federal government's example. I'm asking for a voluntary moratorium on the cloning of human beings until our Bioethics Advisory Commission and our entire nation have had a real chance to understand and debate the profound ethical implications of the latest advances. As we gain a fuller understanding of this technology, we must proceed not just with caution, but also with a conscience. By insisting that not a single taxpayer dollar supports human cloning, and by urging a moratorium on all private research in this area, we can ensure that as we move forward on this issue, we weigh the concerns of faith and family and philosophy and values, not merely of science alone. Thank you very much.
So like I said, cloning is very real. Because like I said, it's all connected to a genognostic philosophy that was created by the Pleiadians, who also are interconnected with this religion right here that I'm talking about, Raelianism, right? So this is going to be the New World Order religion that they're going to try to perpetuate to the masses, as you have many different, unidentified objects in our atmosphere, right? So, due to my own independent research, like I said, when you can look at the classification and the associations with the Raelianism religion, like I said, it talks about human cloning. It talks about the Maitreya, which is another title for Enlil, right? And they station out of Geneva, Switzerland. That's where the black nobility is at. So this is not, a conspiracy. So everything is interconnected to everything that's going to take place. And it's talked about the age of apocalypse and the Elohim return, because they know what's going to take place on the planet. So in order to compromise the return of the Elohim, they want to give you a fictitious Elohim to where you worship the jealous god Enlil, right? because they know that the real pantheon of gods are coming back to this planet. You got to look at those videos that I was putting out of many different people having dreams and visions and prophetic, you know, they're talking about prophetic events that's going to take place in the future. So it also talks about cloning and the survival after death, morality and ethics, gender roles. Yeah. So like I said, this is all connected to everything that's taking place on the planet right now. So that's why, like I said, it's not a coincidence that Kanye put that on his Twitter. And it's not a coincidence that Elon Musk has a veneration for the Relianism movement, right? So with that being said, I appreciate you guys for watching. Get this information out there. And once again, Illuminati, I'm on to you. I'm on to you. And like I said, utilize this information for utility. Get this information out there. Thanks for watching. End of transmission.